Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Whoa, wake up. Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Crypto. I am David. Next to me is BC Pork Corp. BC Pork Corp. You're Satoshi.
No. I'm not that good at coding.
I think the argument is he wasn't that good at coding.
Well, so he's all right at coding because he helped develop Bitcoin Core, which is the node program that Bitcoin uses to validate the blocks that have been done by miners and put it onto the blockchain. But he didn't focus on the in-depth part of things. He focused on the actual speed of things and the security on some of the smaller issues. So I don't know. It's an argument, but it's not a very good one. So
You sound very quiet to me for some reason.
well, I can talk louder.
No, that's not gonna help. Okay, you sound plenty loud enough on the YouTubes.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter Todd is who HBO revealed as being who they think is Satoshi. Satoshi Nakamoto. So I'm just gonna talk about the documentary because I did watch it.
Oh, you did watch it? I
Yeah.
have not yet.
Yeah, I watched it. I would say the first half is almost infuriating because it's just like I think Kelly. Why can't I think of his last name? Kelly Kellum had a good point on it last night. He was tweeting about it. He said something like, "It's like a high school researcher wrote it or something." But the last half is actually very intriguing and very interesting. And they have Peter Todd, Adam Back, all these people part of the core team, on the documentary. And I never heard of Peter Todd. It is kind of interesting, a lot of the stuff that they go through with it, and the way that dude acts when you bring up anything about Satoshi. Like, dude acts weird. But I don't know.
He could just be a weird dude.
No. Body language says he's Satoshi, but I don't really care. So
I mean, he is more of an intellectual. So he is a professor. He does a lot of work with other things as well. So this was just a hobby for him. I joined the Bitcoin community back in 2011 as well. So I mean, that was right when he kind of made his appearance in the space. Granted, that doesn't mean that he's not Satoshi, but he ironclad refutes that any in any way that he could be Satoshi, which I mean that is what Satoshi would do, of course. But if you just look at how he speaks and how Satoshi speaks, they're very, very different.
I disagree. I very much disagree.
I will have to.
Because everybody always thought that he might be English because he puts U's and stuff in certain words, like color and stuff. And then then you find out that this guy is Canadian, and it's like, oh, so that's why we put the U's in there. But I think the most compelling argument was so they talked about how on the forum Satoshi was talking about something, and then Peter Todd almost seemed to finish his sentence, but he it's like he logged out and then logged back in onto a Peter Todd account, and he like responded to Satoshi, and then Satoshi responded back to Peter Todd, and then like after that interaction, both of them disappeared for like 2 years, and neither one of them showed back up until like 2 years later. It's kind of weird, but I don't know, dude. It's just I don't think anybody that hasn't watched the documentary should I think people need to watch that documentary because it's very interesting. I've already seen people debunking it for this reason and that reason, but I don't know. I've Satoshi. I mean, Peter Todd's whole argument was it's not even about who is Satoshi or the identity. It's about making Bitcoin the world reserve currency. It's like, so I don't know. He had like a nervous laugh whenever dude was starting to break stuff, like the journalist or whatever was starting to break stuff down, and he was like getting kind of like a nervous laugh, and he was like, ha 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 ha, no. And then they're like, why are you laughing, or what's so funny or whatever, and he's like, I don't know. He's just like, I just think it's funny, you guys always talk about or always, bring up all this stuff that is completely irrelevant to the point. And the journalist is like, well, what's the point? And he's like, well, the point is to make Bitcoin the world reserve currency. And you guys could do something about that, but you don't. So instead, you're wasting your time on this stuff, is essentially what he was saying.
I mean, it's a good point for someone that cares about Bitcoin so much. It doesn't refute him being Satoshi or not, but like, I don't think who Satoshi is really matters.
Well, who
What
Satoshi is really doesn't matter,
exactly?
And to be honest, I came away from it thinking more like, and Adam Back was also like, as that whole scene. BC, BC, there you are.
I clicked to share the video on X, and I guess it messed with everything. So I don't know why it would.
I don't either. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Adam Back was with him as he was explaining all of that stuff, or saying all that stuff about Bitcoin being the world reserve currency, and Adam Back's just sitting there kind of quiet, just kind of like looking at him. He almost looked annoyed with Peter Todd, almost like he was like trying, like giving away too much or something. But he was, I don't know. It just seemed like they were. I came away from it thinking more and more it was that core. It's the core group as a whole than it is just one person. So.
See, and my thoughts were always that it was a team of people. One of the better arguments I've seen is that it could have been a group of NSA coders, because the algorithm that they used is one of the few ones that there's not like a back door to, and it just kind of remains to be seen whether there really is a backdoor that the NSA can use. And so far, we've seen that there isn't a backdoor that the NSA can use. So it's kind of strange that of all the algorithms that they choose to use to keep Bitcoin secure is one of the few ones that there wasn't a backdoor to. So it's not like a great argument for who it is, but it would make sense for someone at the NSA to already know where the back door, what algorithms have a back door that can be used,
Yeah.
and use the one that's not being used. And he has no ties to the NSA.
Except for one John Dillon guy that he talked to, maybe CIA. But
Yeah.
apparently, but then the HBO guy determined that he was that John Dillon guy, and he was basically creating a conversation with himself to throw people off. I don't really know, dude. Like it was, I don't know. Just watch it. But anyway,
I will definitely give it a watch during work because I get to sit around for a little bit this morning before I have to do anything.
that's nice. Is it raining?
No, I'm just working with
Being
semis, and
lazy? No.
semis don't move extremely fast, so I get to wait around a little bit before I actually would have something to do.
Gotcha. You want to go ahead and get into, I did title this about injective, so do you want to do the overview and then get into injective?
Yeah, I can totally do that.
All right, let's go over. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to throw it over to you.
All right, sounds good. Well, I've got the stock heat map pulled up. Everything's looking decent except for oil, which I'm definitely glad that I had talked with Piper about my oil futures play before making it because he was totally right about that 200 a day. And we kind of bounced off of it. And I'm glad I had my eye on that point because I paid a little bit of money and then got out because I was like, oh yeah, we're heading back down. But we do have Apple up 1.84. Nvidia is up 4.05. So big move for Nvidia. We do have Berkshire Hathaway up 0.07%. I think it's wild that they're sitting on like $200 billion worth of cash that they're just not investing at the moment. So Amazon is sitting up 1.06. We've got ExxonMobil down 2.66. Tesla is up 1.52. We've got Eli Lilly up 1.71. We've got Microsoft up 1.26. Google is up 0.86. We've got Meta up 1.39. For the crypto side of things, we're sitting kind of neutral. There are a few outliers like Solana and Cardano and SHIB in the top 10, but Bitcoin's sitting down 0.07. Ethereum's down 0.31. We've got BNB up 0.22. Solana's sitting down 0.61. We've got Tron sitting neutral and Toncoin sitting neutral as well. We've got Cardano down 0.78. We've got Avalanche also sitting neutral, and Shiba Inu is up 1.52. Another one that's sitting up a little bit is Dogecoin, up 1.94. So those meme coins making a little bit of a resurgence as we're sitting neutral. On the economic side of things for today, we do have some mortgage applications and mortgage market index. These will not be a heavy mover. They are coming out here in 30 seconds. For the later in the morning, we do have some crude oil information coming out, like crude oil stock change, crude oil imports, also gasoline stock changes. This will be a slight market mover. You do have Fed Logan speaking as well right beforehand. So could be a slight market mover depending on what he kind of says. At 10:45 for the morning, we do have another Fed chair speaking. At 11 o'clock, we have Fed Williams speaking. At 12:15, we have Fed Barkin speaking. And Fed Jefferson is speaking at 12:30. So kind of a heavy morning of more Fed chairs speaking. For the afternoon, we do have the FOMC minutes coming out at 2, and then some more Fed chair speeches. So Fed Collins at,
Boring.
yep. I mean, but their sentiments can move markets or at least give indicators of what is to come. I know there's been speculation either way about whether we'd get a rate cut for the next FOMC meeting, and I've been leaning towards not,
No,
but that is just one man's opinion. You
I'm with you.
you see, and I mean, it really just depends on what the rest of the world does.
Mm.
If you do see Japan doing a surprise rate hike and you see other countries cutting rates, so like the European Central Bank is looking at cutting 0.25% because they don't want their inflation to start dipping below 2%, then this might help out and kind of float the market a little bit in the US before maybe seeing in December if we cut rates. So we'll just kind of have to keep our eye on things.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing today is the FOMC minutes are coming out.
Yep.
So at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow's and Friday are big data drops. So you got CPI, so
Yes.
coming out. So yeah, not much today. I mean, I've never seen crypto move off of Fed member speaking, but maybe stocks do.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Yep.
Um,
Those will definitely move a little bit more than your crypto side of things because, TradFi actually pays attention to what your government says. And crypto bros don't really care about the government as much. They're like, hey, we already know you're screwing us over. So can you just get to the real information?
yeah. Yeah, I'll be interested to see. Was it Bowman, the dissenting
Boom.
opinion from the
Yes.
last
Yeah.
FOMC? I'll be interested to see her insights.
Well, she spoke earlier this week.
Oh yeah, what'd she say?
Yeah. Um,
Do you know?
I've totally spaced it by now.
You're good.
Information moves really quick. So
Yeah.
I took it in and then threw it away because it wasn't too important. Showing why the Fed chair speaking isn't that important on market movers if you're focused on crypto.
This is true. All right, you want to get into that injective article?
Yeah. Let me pull that up.
All right, I'll toss it over to you. You got it?
Yep. It's all pulled up.
Cool.
So we've got Injective generating more revenue than BNB Chain and Avalanche in Q3 of 2024. Is the next target $50? Injective Protocol, a DeFi-centric platform using Cosmo Tech, is gaining traction looking at the gas fee revenue distribution to its validators in Q3 2024. While Injective, the native currency of the protocol, is under pressure, cooling off after rallying to as high as $52 this year, the recent development is a huge confidence boost. Looking at trends may signal that more users are flowing to Injective, a net positive for Injective in the coming sessions. Injective generates more revenue than BNB Chain and Avalanche. According to the crypto rank data, Injective generated $4 million in revenue derived from gas fees. Every transfer or smart contract deployment attracted a gas fee like every other public ledger like Bitcoin or Solana. This fee is distributed to the winning validator or miner as incentive to an operator node. This will be for Injective stakers because they use the staking method like Ethereum does. So you can kind of see here, here's Injective sitting at 4 million. You have BNB right under it at 3.4, Arbitrum sitting at 3.3, and Avalanche is down here at 2.1 million. So Injective is definitely making some positive moves. With 4 million in revenue, Injective created more than BNB Chain, one of the largest blockchains by market cap, and Avalanche, a network in the top 20, according to CoinMarketCap. This platform generates 3.4 million and 2.1 million respectively. At this level, Injective also surpassed what is some of the top Ethereum layer 2 solutions like Arbitrum and Optimism and Blast generated over this period. For comparison, Arbitrum, despite being the largest and managing 13.2 billion according to L2B. You've got a lot of value locked up on these networks, which is kind of what secures those networks. And Injective is doing pretty well with a little bit less of their liquidity locked up. So Ethereum, Tron, Solana, and Base churned more revenue than Injective. Ethereum funneled 1.59 million to its validators from July through September, while Tron and Solana cumulatively moved over 200 million. The expansion of revenue, mostly from Tron, a scalable platform, is due to the meme coin activity on its network following the launch of Sun Pump in August. At the same time, Solana also benefited from meme coins and an uptick in decentralized exchange DEX volume over this period. Will Injective rise to $50? It remains to be seen whether the recovery of DeFi activities, while boosting Injective and its total value locked, as of October 8th, the protocol manages over 40 million. Looking at DeFi Llama data. At the same time, the platform has processed over 1 billion on-chain transactions. In early October, Injective announced the launch of Injective 3.0. This upgrade allows the protocol to change its tokenomics and make Injective deflationary. With this activation, a portion of Injective will be removed from circulation, making it more scarce. Presently, Injective is inside a descending channel, finding support at $15. While buyers of Q1 2024 are still in the picture, the token is down 60% from March highs. A break above this descending channel could see the coin soar to 2024 highs of around $52. I know that's kind of what I've had my eye on because I was buying when we hit the $13 mark and again back at the $14 mark. And that's just because I had my eye on the last highs that we made for the year, which was that $52 mark. And I've just been increasing my Injective holdings. It is my biggest altcoin holding. So I am definitely looking forward to a breakout on Injective. I can kind of pull up that chart real quick. Let me actually swap over to that. It is sitting down here. Injective. You know, they talked about the descending channel, which I know Piper looked at this yesterday as well. Let me hide that. There we go. So we've got Injective that finally broke above this descending channel. And
Ooh, that looks
yeah,
nice.
it is found support right there at one of my levels, which was that $18.60 range. So that was a heavy support from here and here and here, which we ended up bouncing off of. It was also resistance way back here. So that's why I had my eye on it.
That's a
And
daily
you can
chart.
yes, this is a daily chart. So more of a long-term outlook. We could pull back down to it. It's definitely something that I've had my eye on happening. But if you drop it down here to a 4-hour chart, you can kind of see that you're getting some curvature on the bottom side of your MACD, looking for a cross and then possibly a move above the zero line. You've also got a massive bullish divergence here, which is kind of showing with the inflows and the curvature on the prime oscillator that we could make a bigger move up, which I'm definitely looking forward to. So, just something to look at for injective. You could see that pull back to the 1860 range real quick to make a third touch, but it looks like we might be seeing a lot of upside on that. So
I like
that's
the way
kind of
that
my
chart looks.
it's pretty beautiful. It consolidated extremely hard, but on all of that consolidation, it stayed on the top side of things where you had this support line that didn't really get broken too hard, and it never came down to these highs from back in the old range. So that was that $10 range that I wasn't looking forward to seeing and hoped that we wouldn't see, and we never saw them. So I ended up making my buys around here and again around here. So
Sweet. Let me I want to do a quick shout out chat. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kyle Fields, Buck, Moho, Darren does things, French Toaster, hola, French Toaster. French Toaster says, Lunar, you destroyed me in fantasy football last week. Good game? Yes, I did. I'm also the only undefeated team remaining, so there you go. Let's see. And I noticed Green Day Profits hasn't posted about it this week for some reason. Hasn't posted anything about the league this week. Good morning, Ballin, Wallin, Alexandra G. And All Set, and Abidjidi, and ALJR. So, thank you all for joining us this morning. It is fun. Also, we put a poll up in the chat. Go ahead and answer it. Is Peter Todd Satoshi for sure or heckin' no chance? Which one do you think?
it definitely looks like no chance is winning. My ride is
Definitely,
here.
yeah, 10 votes, 100%, no chance. I had a feeling that the crypto and Bitcoin and crypto world would completely say no, that's not,
No,
it's not that guy. First
most
of all,
definitely not.
nobody would want to believe it was that guy.
But
um.
my ride is here, so I do have to
Oh,
head out.
okay. Well, dang. All right. Well,
Um,
thank you for joining us, BC. You go
uh,
ahead and give your give your parting ways.
well, I hope everyone has a great Wednesday, and I hope you liked the little injective chart. I know I don't really look at charts very often, but I had to because that's my favorite altcoin, and it got some big news. So, big upgrade heading for injective that will most likely boost that price. So, I will see
Excellent.
everyone in the chats later at Piper's show, the morning market report. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great day and trade safe.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You
We'll
too.
see you in the chats
Later.
later. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and go over to the heat map. I noticed that we forgot about this in the overview. that's fine. We've got liquidity building above us and below us, so that can only mean one thing. We're going to be getting some crazy price action. Let's go to the 48 hour. That's on a 24 hour. Let's go to the 48 hour. Take a check. Take a look. All right, we got a little more of that liquidity building up below us. So typically when I see liquidity building up right above and right below us, especially when they're creating equal highs and equal lows, we are going to get some crazy price action. Or some, yeah, we'll get some, what do you call it? Some whipsaw back and forth. So the way that I usually play these, if I go over to a chart real quick, the way that I usually play these is whichever side gets taken out first, I will go the opposite from that. So if I see this come up here, then I'll be looking for some type of bearish signal, some bearish divergence. I'll be looking for resistance levels like a previous week midpoint or the weekly open or quantum reactor. Or if it doesn't, no, yeah, that's, so if I see that sweep and then I see some bearish divergences popping up, as we get above the equal highs and get into that upside liquidity, then I would consider looking and taking a short. Possibly you get a pullback and then you get a move back up, and then either this creates some type of bearish divergence where you get these two peaks, and then typically you'll get a nice sweep like this, or the opposite is, you know, we come down here, sweep this low or this low, and then we get the same type of deal, some type of double bottom, or yeah, just market structure shift, change in market structure, and then it comes back and it looks for that upside liquidity. So, and we can see that we kind of have this going on all throughout this range, but notice the trend is pretty much down and to the right instead of up and to the right. So we are in a downtrend. The trend is your friend until the end. I would still be looking for price to get up here and then sweep lower. Let's go back to the heat map, and let's take a look at the 1 month. Just kind of zoom out a little bit, see what we're looking at. If it'll load. There we go. So yeah, we are getting some heating up down here at about 57,122, 119 million, 120 million. I could see us easily see us come up, grab this liquidity, this upside liquidity, even all the way up here at 67,200, and then pushing down and getting all of this. Zoom out. You know me. My short-term thesis is bearish. It is what it is. So, but we do have some high volume at these highs, man. Like, so I could definitely see us coming, grabbing these. It would be even more painful. I mean, I think Alex O was even saying, you know, if we came up, but he doesn't think we're going to come down across 49 again, which is fine. But he thinks that we're going to come up, tag 70. If we tag 70, I agree. My downside target moves up if we tag 7, if we cross 70. I don't think we cross 49. I mean, it is still possible, but I don't think if we tag 70, then we're a little more bullish than I was thinking. So, man, that liquidity down there, 8 billion, almost 9 billion worth of in liquidity down here at 34.3. I don't know. Maybe Mr. Peter Todd will get kidnapped. Not saying do it. Don't do it. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but maybe he will, and somebody will try to tell him, give him the personal keys. He was kind of hinting at that he destroyed his keys, so his physical keys anyway. So, well, let's see. Coming over here to the Velo chart, we can see that the open interest. So this is one reason why I've been kind of bearish, and that is just because this open interest has been climbing up this whole range here. And so your open interests are your leverage positions in the market. So your longs and your shorts. So combined. Sorry, just looking at the time. So whenever it kind of starts getting up, I'm trying to find. Whenever it starts getting up, as prices sideways or moving up, that is showing that you have a lot of activity, leverage plan activity. Now, typically, if you're moving to the upside and open interest is following you, then that's people, you're going to have more longs than shorts. And then once you start getting into a pretty frothy area, as they say, it makes it a lot easier when you have this much leverage in the system to dump price or to pump price. Because if this is all leverage shorts, which I don't think it is, but if it was all leverage shorts, then that could be a mega pump to the upside. So when your open interest moves to the downside, that is showing that those leverage positions are closing either through forced liquidation, like stop losses being hit, or just liquidations, or people closing trades. So it's one of those, manually closing trades, that is. So it's just closing of trades one way or another, mostly through liquidations, especially if it's a big drop like this. Yeah, people got liquidated in that big drop. But we are back at levels that we were at, or we were when we were right here, that we were before the Japan carry trade. So that is what was leading me to believe that we were getting close to taking out. Well, we were. I think I misspoke. That's what made me believe that we were going to come up and then possibly get a nice dump in here. Now, price has been holding up, so that's actually kind of surprising me, but I don't know. I don't trust it. We'll see. We do have Binance spot selling off, and we have Coinbase spot moving to the upside, except for starting this week. Coinbase started, or actually last week, starting on October 1st, Coinbase has been slowly, steadily more selling off with Binance. And we're getting, just kind of staying up in our open interest. And you can see as price was moving down, our open interest was moving down, meaning shorts were getting closed or liquidated, one of the two. And if you get a big move down, then I could definitely see, definitely the open interest will start pushing down. But it's just interesting to start seeing the spot on Bitcoin and Binance starting to both turn negative. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm interested to see if that documentary has any impact. It doesn't seem like it's had any impact so far. So who knows? Zoom out. Take a look at Bitcoin on the daily. Are there any else you want me to look at before we wrap this up today? Put them in the chat, and I'll try to get to it. So we do have the previous quarter low here. One of the reasons why I thought we might get down here is because we do have the yearly open down here as well, and we still have that inefficiency over here on the weekly chart. But hey, we can push higher. Now I did see so blockchain backer shared a chart yesterday. I can't think of the thing that I'm staring at. Shared a chart yesterday with Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. Let me go ahead and compare MSTR. I want to do a new pane. and he was just basically showing, all right, MicroStrategy is already kind of, well, it's at resistance right now. So, but it's kind of already had that little pullback, and then it's gone up and created new highs. Now, my only thing though is if you look over here, we can see that it already put in a higher low back here, whereas Bitcoin put in a lower low, and it put in a higher high, and Bitcoin put in a lower high. So, yeah, I don't know that we can actually say that these are the same things, because to me they're not, and it kind of looks like Bitcoin is the main driver here, because MicroStrategy will put in higher lows and higher highs, but Bitcoin is just like, nah, we're moving down. So these are, to me, these are two different market, like two different structures, because of the higher high in here and the lower high in here. So to me, it's like, well, can we really say that this means anything if this didn't mean anything, right? Or this high or low didn't mean anything? Like, I don't know. I just don't think I don't really like the comparison, to be honest. So on the daily chart, we do have our money flow in the red. Everything is below the zero line. The volume metric is dipping lower. When's the last big dip? So the last big dip was right here. This was the Japan carry trade. And what were we looking at over here? Starting to push up, pushing up a little bit here, and then rolling over on the money flow. So we could see so that's what I'd be looking for. I'd be looking for that rolling over on the money flow. True sevens bottoming out, and that is when, you know, we start really dipping in here. So we could right here, yep. So wasn't very long, which it doesn't usually, capitulatory events don't usually take very long, or capitulation. We still have those two peak seekers on the daily chart. I mean, those never go away. So our trend fusion is trending pretty negative. Everything is trending pretty negative on the oscillator. So on the daily chart, and I did say earlier this week that it would take up to a week for these things to play out, probably, and they might have already played out. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm still watching. We did do that. We did break that trend line, right here. We did break that trend line. So if we were to do a conservative target on that, we'll go from this high to this low, go from the breakdown, and I will just say that'll be about 58.6. There's some liquidity down there, as we saw earlier, so definitely see that. I think the lower end was 56 something. So 56, this says 56.6, 56.5. So can definitely see those coming to fruition. But anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. I gotta go and get ready for work. Thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I didn't see anything in the chat. Yes, username, you did miss INJ. Detroit playing tonight? Who? Detroit? I don't know. On a Wednesday? That'd be weird. If you're talking about NFL, that is. But yeah, so thank you all for joining us today, this morning. Greatly appreciated. Don't forget to go over to the, well, don't go over, but stay here. At 9:30 a.m., we have the morning market report with Piper, OC Guy, maybe Tradefly, not sure. And then we have and then what's today? Today's Wednesday? Yep. So, and then we have, tonight, we have got the Crypto Nightcap at, I cannot speak this morning. We have the Crypto Nightcap at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, yeah. I think that's going to be it. Don't forget to follow everybody that is in the description. We got Trade Intuition, shout out T.I. Joe, Alex O Crypto, Amy Lives Crypto, and all of our other partners. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical day. And I will see you in the chats. Mad love. Peace out. Ride the waves. Everyone wake up. It's going to be a great day.